Hello everybody, welcome to niXtreme. Today we're going to be checking out my pickups. Everything I got for Christmas and everything leading into January. Let's check it out. Hello everybody, welcome back. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below and let's get into the pickups. Okay, so I'm going to start off with everything I got for Christmas, and then for everything else, we're going to go how we usually do. We're going to go from new to old. Starting off, in my stocking, I got a Luigi Pez dispenser, pretty cool. I don't think I'm going to take it out of the package, I'll probably leave it. Pez candy is pretty good though, so it is tempting. Next up, on the Nintendo Switch, I got Lego Marvel Super Heroes 2. This is a cool game. It's a free-roaming Lego game. I love the first one, it was awesome. You can do split screen free roaming in the game. So how it works, it kind of works similar to how the original ToeJam and Earl worked, where it's a big free roaming game, and when you split up, the screen splits up, but then when you get together, the screen turns into one screen, so it's pretty good for co-op. I love the game. The first one was awesome, so I can't wait to play this one. And next up, I got Jumanji the Game for Christmas, and this is pretty cool, based on the movie with The Rock and Jack Black and Kevin Hart. You can play as any of the 4 characters, and it's also 4-player co-op at the same time, split screen. So I'm always looking for those 4-player split screen games. I hear this game isn't amazing and in-depth, but I hear it's a lot of fun if you play the 4-player split screen.
The legend continues in Jumanji, the video game. Available now.
Next up, I got a super cool one here, and that is Immortals Fenyx Rising. I've been meaning to play this game for a long time. I got super excited when it first got announced, and they called it Gods and Monsters. Now, it was rumored that Monster Energy drink actually had Gods and Monsters trademark, so that's why I had to change the name to Immortals Fenyx Rising. But anyways, what this game is essentially Breath of the Wild with Assassin's Creed mechanics. So it's supposed to be a pretty cool game.
I swear to you that soldier shall be our salvation.
Now it's up to me to prove it.
Immortals Fenyx Rising, available December 3rd.
Next up, I finally got Splatoon 2. I've been meaning to get this game for a while. I'm excited to get it. My wife got me this game, and it's essentially it's Nintendo's answer to online multiplayers. This is Nintendo's big online multiplayer game. It's supposed to be a riot to play online. It's supposed to be a lot of fun. I've been missing out on this for a long time because I never even got the original Splatoon on the Wii U, so I'm excited to play this one. Next up, the last thing I got for Christmas for the Xbox One, I got Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Meaning to get this for a while. I always loved Viking mythology and Vikings, the idea of Vikings themselves. So I was really excited when Ubisoft first announced this game. But problem is, I'm 3 Assassin's Creed games behind, so I still got to beat Origins and I still got to beat Odyssey before I can touch this one. So I don't know if the storyline's interchanged, but I know they do upgrade the mechanics, and it's really hard to go back and play an old Assassin's Creed game once you play through a newer one. So I've been meaning to, I gotta play through the other 2 first.
You the chance to live your own Viking saga.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla, available November 17th.
Next up, we're getting into my pickups. Now we're done with Christmas, we're getting into pickups. This next game is probably the hardest to find game on the Switch. I only ever see 1 copy on eBay at a time, and so when that started happening, I had to do a little bit of hunt for it to get it, but I eventually found a copy of it, and that is a Leisure Suit Larry, Wet Dreams Don't Dry. Now this game is it's essentially a point-and-click adventure, and it's a long-running series, old PC point-and-click adventure games. I absolutely love PC point-and-click adventure games. Everyone that gets released on the Switch, I try to pick up because I just love that style of gameplay, and I was looking forward to play this one. This one is super adult, so don't play this if there's children around, that's for sure.
The man in the white suit is back.
You dressed up as that sleazy guy from the 80s computer games. OMG. I totally can't handle this.
I drink nothing but protein shakes.
But there's one more thing.
Each and every single day, Larry wants it right away. Larry has a crush on me.
Hot and trendy. Larry Laffer. I can't believe it.
Next up is one that comes from my favorite limited release company, and that's Super Rare Games. The reason they're my favorite is when you order from them, they already have their copies in stock, and then they ship it to you immediately. So whenever I order something from them, I get it within 3 weeks of ordering. Unlike other companies, for example, Strictly Limited Games, I still haven't gotten a shipping notification for my Guns, Gore, and Cannoli 2 collection I ordered from them, I ordered from them last March. So we're almost coming around on a year on that game. So that's probably the worst for shipping times. Limited Run Games is, I just finally got my other order from them, my Shantae the Seven Sirens and 2 Blaster Master games. Finally got that from them too. But anyways, from Super Rare Games, the game called Ghost in a Tale. Now this game here is really cool. It's ultra realistic, kind of takes a lot of influence from the 90s cartoon movie The Secret of Nim. It's a stealth game. You play as a mouse, and you have to, essentially, you just do fetch quests the whole game, from what I understand. But you have to avoid the rat guards. The guards are all rats, all the enemies are rats. You don't have any form of attack. You can throw things, I think, to get attention or stuff, but you don't really have any form of attack, so this is strictly a stealth game. But I hear it is a good game for what it is. The graphics and the art style look awesome, so I can't wait to try this out. Next up, I have a game. I have no idea what it is or what it's about, and that is Rock of Ages 3 Make and Break. I have no idea what this game is about. I only picked it up because Walmart had it on clearance for $10. I haven't popped it in to try it yet, but I don't know. Based on the screenshots in the back, it looks pretty cool. Looks like it's like more of a puzzle game. You roll a rock around a map to get it to wherever it's got to go. I think it's also, it says on the back it's part tower defense. I'm going to have to look up some videos on this. Like I said, I don't really know anything about it. Next up, I have a THQ Nordic release, which THQ Nordic is one of my favorite companies. They put a lot of support on the Switch. They publish a ton of games on there physically, and they're always at a reasonable price. They're always around $30 Canadian. So I'm really excited. I'm always excited to get something they put out. Now this one is a port of a VR game, and it's called Chronos Before the Ashes. Now this is essentially a Dark Souls-like game where it's a third-person adventure game, and you have to, every time you die, you got to replay the areas. But what's interesting about this one is every time you die, your character gets a little bit older, and a little bit older every time you die. And as they get older, their abilities weaken, so you're not as strong and stuff. But as you get older, your magic abilities grow. So it's a trade-off there. So very interesting. I want to play this. I haven't had a chance yet, but looks pretty cool.
Chronos Before the Ashes.
Next up, I've been dying for a wrestling game to come out on the Switch that runs more than 5 frames per second. And when this went out on sale for Boxing Day, I picked it up. And that is WWE 2K Battlegrounds. So this game here is a wrestling game, arcade style, very cartoonish characters for all the characters, but there's cool things you can do in it. There's out of ring weird obstacles. Like there's like if you throw a guy out of a ring, I know there's like a crocodile that can bite you, or there's like a goat that can ram you. Stuff like weird stuff like that. But it's very arcade style of a game. It's done in a similar fashion as NBA 2K Playgrounds, and it's very similar. You can tell right away, like when you open it up, that it's same menu layout as that game as well. So it's very similar. So if you like that game and you like wrestling, maybe this is one for you to check out. Okay, next up, I got 2 games that I'm going to show at once, and this is because they're related, and it's just released. And what's interesting about these are actually Microsoft Xbox published games on the Nintendo Switch. So that's why it's very interesting. If you look at the back of the box, it actually says Xbox Game Studios right on the back, which is pretty cool. Now these games are Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisp. These, from what I understand, I haven't played them yet. I played a little bit of the Will of the Wisp because you've seen it on my channel. I played it on the Xbox, but I wanted to get it on the Switch. Anything I can get on the Switch, I'd rather get it on the Switch. These, from what I understand, are supposed to be some of the best Metroidvanias in this generation. So I'm really excited to play these. I got super excited when these got announced. Not a lot of game stores are carrying them. Not a lot of stores are carrying them, I find, in Canada. I bought it from one of my game stores that are local, so I was excited to get it through them. And funny thing is, though, when I ordered it, they kind of did a little bit of a screw up there. They shipped me 2 copies of Ori and the Will of the Wisp, so I sent one back, and then they exchanged it with the correct one. So yeah. Next up, I got another port, THQ Nordic port. I was a big fan of this game when I played through it on the Wii U, and that is Darksiders 2. Huge fan of this. If you don't know the Darksiders series, essentially what they've done is they've taken the Legend of Zelda format, where you have an open world plus temples, and they've added God of War style combat in it. So it was a very interesting take. It's the only game series that has actually taken the 3D Legend of Zelda format and applied it to something else. So I was really excited to play this originally when it came out because I love the first one. And this one thing is that when I played through it, I found a way of cheesing with 2 magic abilities. Essentially, you could beat anybody very easy with them. But whatever, it was still a fun game.
Succeed after all. Either way, it will be quite a show.
Next up, this is one I've been meaning to get for a long time. I've been watching, waiting for the price to drop, Finally, it ended up at the bargain bin. And that is a game that I've been looking forward to, and it's called Vampire. Now, this is a super cool game. It's a third-person game, and the whole concept is you're a vampire, but you're also a doctor, and you're not particularly evil. And the whole idea is that the more citizens you kill to eat, the stronger you get, but then those citizens are out of the game, so then the storyline changes based on how many people you kill. So it's very, very neat. I'm really excited to play through this one when I get a chance.
It's a war, and I have to fight to survive.
Next up, you've already seen me do an unboxing of this on my channel, but it is Sakuna of a Rice and Ruin Divine Edition. Now, this is an amazing collector's edition of this game. I got it at an Amazon warehouse deal, so it was dirt cheap. It came with 3-disc soundtrack CDs. It came with an art book, some other trinket, and of course the game. So this is a really cool game. It's kind of like Beautiful Joe. It's a side-scroller platformer, but it's also a beat 'em up. So it's really interesting. Check it out if you're curious. Okay, so that's it for Switch games. Next, we're going to switch it up a little bit more, and I'm going to show you a couple things that aren't games. So starting off, I have the beautiful Hyperkin Duke controller with the jungle green see-through plastic, and what this is, it's a Xbox One controller. It's wired. I have the wire taken out right now. It's wired, but it is almost an exact mold of the Duke controller on the original Xbox. There has been some changes to it to make it more modern to work with the Xbox One. Like you have your menu button or whatever the other button is that you find on the Xbox One in the front here. And other things they have done is the shoulder buttons. They've added shoulder buttons because the original Xbox controller did not have shoulder buttons, so they added those on the top here. And another key thing, the coolest thing about this controller, is they replaced the Xbox Jewel in the middle and actually put in an LCD screen, and this also acts as the home button. What this LCD screen essentially does, it shows a video of the original boot up screen of the original Xbox. So this is a super cool controller. I've been meaning to get one for a while. One came up at Amazon warehouse deals. I know why it got sent back is because obviously a collector's probably buying these controllers, and they actually shipped it in its retail packaging, and so it's got shipping labels all over the box. And then they shipped it to me as well in the retail packaging, which I don't quite understand because Amazon doesn't usually do that. So, but that's probably why it got sent back. Okay, next up, I got a movie, and it's an animated movie produced by Warner Brothers, and that is Mortal Kombat Legacy: Scorpion's Revenge. This is a cool movie. It's animated. I've been needing to get it for a while. Came with a digital code, which is kind of neat. Really cool. Comes with the Blu-ray and DVD, which is neat. You play in two formats. This essentially what this movie is, an animated movie. They pretty much took the original Mortal Kombat movie and added a Scorpion storyline to it. That's pretty much what it is. It was okay. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed the original Mortal Kombat movie, so it's pretty cool. Gives you a decent backstory on it's like a good Cole's Notes of the Mortal Kombat storyline in this game, so it's pretty good.
Then you all die. Get over here! Kombat Legends: Scorpion's Revenge.
This thing better not go straight to video.
On digital and Blu-ray.
Okay, next up, we're getting into some PlayStation 4 games because the holiday they went on sale for $10 each, all the PlayStation hits, so I picked up some more. Starting off, I got Infamous Second Son. So this game is made by Sucker Punch, which I believed made this new Spider-Man game, and that's why they got this. So it's essentially a free roaming game. This is the third in the series, and you're essentially a superhero, but I think you can choose between being good or bad in this one. I think that was the storyline, at least in the first one, that was the option. But still, free roaming superhero game. That's essentially what it is. Next up, I got Killzone Shadowfall, another first-person shooter. This is essentially Sony's main first-person shooter franchise, so I figured I'd pick it up. The other ones were pretty good, so I was excited to play through this one too, and the graphics look really cool, and yeah, it looks awesome.
We must stand up to this barbarism. The world is watching, and they will see who is right. They will see who stands on the side of truth.
Next up, I got Until Dawn, which is a heavy story-driven game. Very little gameplay from what I understand. It's mostly just story, almost like a walking simulator. And it stars Remy Malek. So it looks pretty cool. I like these story-driven games. I have a lot of fun with them. It's just a matter of having time to sit down and play them is the toughest thing with them.
Only your choices determine who will survive.
Okay, next up, we are on our final two games that were the pickups of this month. Both Sega CD games, because ever since I got my Sega CD after my birthday, I've been trying to collect Sega CD games where I can get deals. So starting off is the easiest one to get, the cheapest one to get, and that is a Sewer Shark on the Sega CD. Now it's super cheap if you get the pack-in version. If you get the one sold separate version, then it's kind of expensive. So this is the pack-in version. I just printed off some CD art because this originally just came in a blank case from what I understand. But it's a cool game, another FMV game. Came with the system just to show off what FMV is. I love all these 90s FMV games. I just love the cheesy 90s acting in them, and so I'm a huge fan of these.
Welcome to the sewers, punk. The guy you're replacing, he had that same tough guy smirk on his face that you do, till he hit the wall. They're out there now blotting him up with handy wipes. But the ghost here, I always come back for more. Now until you earn a better one, your call sign, Dog Meat. All right, climb aboard, Dog Meat.
Okay, next up, and the last pickup of our video. That is Hook on the Sega CD. Now this is the game, complete in box. This is the game that the movie Hook with Robin Williams is based off of. They didn't get, so they re-recorded the audio for it. I guess they couldn't get the license to the actor character's audio, but it does have the soundtrack, the music from the movie in it, which is pretty cool, and the game is a lot of fun. So it's a really cool game. I've been wanting to get this for a very long time, and I finally got it. I got a really good deal on it, and yeah, super cool, fun game.
Listen up, Lost Boys! Even though he's fat and old, this is Peter Pan! Hook took his kids, and he's come back to save them. Would you help him, please?
I'll only help him if he's the real Pan.
I'm not Peter Pan.
Peter?
I'm not Peter Pan.
Peter! You are! Tell these guys that you are the Pan! We've got to hurry and get you in training to fight Hook! Come on! Let's go!
Dear Peter, your presence is required at the request of your children. Kindest personal regards, James Hook, Captain.
Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed these pickups for January, plus my Christmas gifts that I got. If you like what you saw, hit like. If you dislike what you saw, hit dislike. Don't forget to subscribe, and leave a comment down below. We'll see you later.